Ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reaction, and these are the events that will happen before 2050 by the channel RealLifeLore. Yeah, this video was made in 2017, so I'm pretty sure he didn't predict lots of things, and some of those things right off the bat is not going to be true because the events that happen. But yeah, we'll see that. You know, RealLifeLore thrives at the topics like this. This is one of the best channels when, you know, some interesting topic like this. So this is going to be fun, obviously. I already reacted to, you know, how the universe is way bigger than you think, how deeper, deeper hole we can dig, you know, ocean's depth and things like that. That was just great. There are other real life videos too that I reacted to it. Check out the link in the description. It's there somewhere. Check out the cards for all the playlists like CGB Grace, Samuela, Internet Historian, let me know, things like that. And yeah, remember people, this is real life lore video, so it might get blocked, it might not get blocked, so I don't know, I might have to put checkered box on the video. So you know, if it's big of an issue to you, I guess, you know, start the another window with the original video, I guess, and run simultaneously. Now let's watch this one.
This real-life lore video is made possible by Storyblocks. Click the link in the description for an exclusive 7-day free trial and download photos, illustrations,
Hold up there. Yeah, it's full HD. Why is it looking weird?
And more for your next video or artistic project. So as most of us are probably aware, predicting the future is a very difficult business to be involved in. Unanticipated events can always change what we thought.
I don't know what the hell was that. It was just really bad resolution there, even with the HD, but I guess there you go.
Would happen, but we're still free to make our best educated guesses with the means that are available to us. With that in mind, here are the events that will most likely happen before the year 2050 for you to look forward to happening. Starting out just next year in 2018, two new countries may emerge in the form of New Caledonia and Bougainville in the Pacific, as they hold independence referendums from France and Papua New Guinea respectively. The FIFA World Cup will be held in Russia, and NASA will deploy the James Webb Space Telescope, which will be significantly more powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope.
Nope, that did not happen. It's set to launch at, I think, this year's October or something.
In 2019, the United Kingdom will officially leave the European Union, and the FIFA Women's World Cup will...
That didn't happen either. I think they didn't officially left yet. I think this year they're going to leave, or maybe at the start of this year they already left. I don't know the detail about that.
...held in France. The next year in 2020 will probably be quite eventful. The Jeddah Tower in...
Did he just predict, you know, the pandemic? Damn, that was something. Look at that.
The next year in 2020 will probably be quite eventful.
He didn't say that about any other year. He didn't say that about 2018. He didn't say about 2019. He said that about 2020. He had no idea, or maybe he did. He's a time traveler or something.
The Jeddah Tower in Saudi Arabia is scheduled to be completed, which will become the new tallest structure in the world at a full kilometer tall. The Summer Olympics will be held in Tokyo, and Bigelow Aerospace plans on beginning construction of the first ever space hotel that will be able...
Yeah, none of those things happened, obviously.
...to accommodate 6 very wealthy guests at a time. In 2021, India is expected to launch their first ever manned space mission.
I don't think that's going to happen either.
The following year in 2022, China plans on constructing their first very own space station.
Yeah, I think we could, I don't know the detail about this, but I think we can fairly guess that whatever prediction he's going to say about 2022 or 2023 even are going to be delayed.
In addition, the FIFA World Cup will be hosted once again in Qatar, and the Winter Olympics...
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Vaccines are going to be, you know, spread throughout the world this year, definitely. But yeah, if, you know, vaccines are not spread quickly enough this year, and if it takes the whole year, World Cup is usually in the first part of the year. It has like March or April, so I don't know, maybe it might be delayed a few months, but who knows. But it's gonna happen in Qatar. It's gonna happen in Qatar. I mean, damn, that's like 45 degrees Celsius or something there.
Will be hosted in Beijing, China. In 2023, the copyrights on the earliest Mickey Mouse cartoons will expire under current US copyright law, but 2024 will be
What? So they can't just reapply for it or something? So what are Disney going to do? Disney's really, let's say, anal about this, about copyright. What are they going to do about what Mickey Mouse? Is there's not going to be copyright for that? I'm pretty sure they're going to reapply it.
Much more eventful. The company SpaceX ostensibly has plans on launching their first rocket carrying cargo to Mars this year in preparation of a future manned mission.
I thought it was in 2023 that they're trying to send a first rocket there. And then the chain of rocket will start until 2030, 2033 or something. It will become common by then.
At the same time, the International Space Station will probably run out of funding in this year and be decommissioned as a result, although this may be delayed until 2028. Finally,
Whoa, what you just said? Why is ISS is not getting funding suddenly?
International Space Station will probably run out of funding in this year and be decommissioned as a result, although this may be delayed until 2028. Finally this year, the Fehmarn Belt fixed link will be completed, which will provide a direct rail and highway link between northern Germany and Copenhagen in Denmark. In 2025, the Giant Magellan Telescope is scheduled to be completed. It will be the largest observatory in the world at this point and have 10 times the resolution power of the Hubble Space Telescope. In addition, the UK will have completely phased out all of their coal power plants. The next year, in 2026, will possibly see SpaceX launch the first ever manned mission to Mars if everything goes according to their current schedule.
I don't know what happened to their schedule because of recent things, maybe 1 or 2 years late, but still, next 4 or 5 years they're going to launch a human to Mars. That's a big thing, man. I mean, imagine that, first guy ever to set foot on another planet. Moon does not count as planet, that's a moon. That's very close to us. Going to another planet, that's a big thing. So that's just going to happen in 4 or 5 years. That is heavy. I mean, you know, there's a 20-minute communication delay. It's a you know, risky and a big thing, but you know, let's just hope nothing goes wrong, because that's the biggest fear I have. Like, what if first man mission and that is turn out as one of those horror movies where they go there, you know, something goes wrong, they have to, you know, fight for survival, they go cannibal or something, shit like that. I hope that doesn't happen, because that will kill all the plans for Mars. But yeah, I hope it's successful, and you know, it's gonna be soon. I mean, you know, just the atmosphere around that time is just going to be epic, because you know, people get inspired with the things like this. When you know, people were trying to go to the moon, you know, that just environment around everywhere, not just in the USA but every country in the world, it's inspirational. You know, it inspired people to do lots of things. Lots of scientists around that time, lots of major scientists came from that time. Nowadays, all the major scientists, if you tell them, you know, well, what is the big inspiration you had when you were a child, it's Apollo programs. And you know, lots of technician engineers, you know, all these computers and this technological age were all inspired because of Apollo program. So this Mars thing, people are not thinking properly about this, like how strong this is. This is going to transform coming decades, 2050, 2060. Until then, this is going to transform everything for next few decades. New discoveries will happen, new innovations will happen. The kids who are watching this, you know, who'll get inspired by this, will become some big scientists, technicians. This is a big thing. This is the argument lots of people make, like we shouldn't have stopped going to the moon and stopped going to the space to begin with. Apollo program should not have been stopped. If nothing else, that would have inspired the, you know, civilization to, you know, do better, I guess.
NASA also has plans to send a manned mission to visit an asteroid this year, and construction on the Catalan Cathedral Sagrada Familia will also be finally completed. Construction on this epic church began all the way back in 1882, which means that it will have taken 144 years to finally complete it this year.
Damn.
In 2027, 10 years from the current year if you are watching this in 2017, the SpaceX crew that launched the year previously will finally arrive at their destination, meaning that we might witness the first ever humans to set foot on Mars this year. Also, the full autopsy report on Elvis Presley, which was agreed to be sealed for 50 years following his death, will finally be made publicly available this year.
Why was it sealed? I mean, that is suspicious there. Why was it sealed?
In 2028, the Summer Olympics will be hosted in Los Angeles, California. At near the end of the decade in 2029, the cities of San Francisco and Los Angeles will be connected by a high-speed rail line that can transport people from one to the other in just 2 hours and 20 minutes. But when the 2030s finally arrive, we'll all be in for a very interesting decade. At some point this decade, NASA plans on launching their own manned mission to Mars, so if SpaceX failed to accomplish this in 2027, then NASA will probably land the first humans on the Red Planet sometime around now. China further has plans on launching their own manned mission to the moon sometime during this decade as well, and Russia has plans on landing their own cosmonauts on the moon in the year 2031. Skipping ahead to 2036, however, and we arrive at perhaps the most ambitious upcoming space project called Breakthrough Starshot. Without going into too much details, the plan should be able to send tiny spacecraft to the Alpha Centauri star system, the nearest other star to Earth, a planet
That is I think those are the small things that they are going to shoot towards Alpha Centauri with a high powered laser, some kind of a parachute type technology which captures all the laser power that will shoot it through and will go extremely fast, so it will arrive there in, I think, just a few years or something. So yeah, that's going to be epic. The data that it will send us back will be epic to see. I don't know if they're going to take photos. I hope it can take photos. That would be so awesome. Close-up photo of another star system, real photo. That would be epic.
Inside the system, Proxima Centauri b is located inside of the habitable zone here and could possibly be home to some form of alien life. When the tiny ships are hopefully launched in 2036, they will arrive in the system 20 to 30 years later and can take detailed photographs of this mysterious planet.
Yes!
2037,
it's going to take photographs. This is going to be awesome.
May see the first summer where there won't be any ice in the Arctic, and by 2040, France will have completely banned the sale of all gasoline and diesel vehicles in the country. In 2042, the world population will have probably reached 9 billion people, while Americans of European ancestry will become a minority group inside of the United States for the first time. This year will also probably see the advent of the world's first trillionaire as well. And in 2044, the works of J.R.
Depends on how it goes. If Elon Musk is successful, he might be the first trillionaire. If he's not, then probably it's going to be Jeff Bezos with Amazon. Trading is the biggest thing there could be, and nothing is bigger in trading than Amazon. That's why the first billionaire that passes 100 billion mark was Jeff Bezos. Obviously now the richest guy is Elon Musk. So if he is successful in the Mars and he starts to, I guess, mine the asteroids and things like that, he has those plans. He's going to be the first trillionaire. It's usually said that the first trillionaire is going to be the guy who mines the asteroids. So, yeah.
R. Tolkien, including The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, will enter into the public domain. 2045 is the estimated year of the technological singularity according to the famed futurist Ray Kurzweil, meaning that this may be the year where artificial intelligence will surpass human intelligence, which could lead to enormous and unforeseen changes in society. In 2048, the Antarctic Treaty will come up for review, which could lead to mining and oil industries opening up on the continent for the first time. And finally, we will arrive at the year of 2050.
I think slowly things are starting to, ban all the gasoline powered vehicles and things. So I guess the demand for oil is not going to be that high since everything's going to be electric. I hope people start to look for nuclear power plants for the power and green wind energy and things like that, but I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it's easier to say like by then we are sure gonna do this, by then surely this is gonna happen. But then again, I guess 100 years ago people thought by 1980 or something people will be flying around in flying cars or something. That is not nearly true, is it?
By this point, half of the Amazon rainforest will likely be deforested. About 70% of the world population will be living in cities, About half of the global population may not have access to clean drinking water. The average global life expectancy may be 76 years old. There will be super smart artificial intelligences that will be even smarter than humans. Self-driving cars will likely be normal, and a new world of possibly hundreds or even thousands of people will be living and working on Mars.
Yeah, self-driving car, I don't have faith in that, because mapping the places is not easy. You know, and I'm pretty sure, you know, before self-driving car can, predict lots of movements, I think it could happen. But this is the same thing as, people thinking we're going to be flying around in cars. That didn't happen. So I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but we'll see, I guess.
There are things to be both afraid of and excited for in the future, so let's make sure to work as hard as we can in the present to make our future the best one that we can possibly imagine.
Yeah, or sun could go crazy and create a black hole that swallows the earth or something. Who the fuck knows? Obviously, that's not going to happen. Sun, I don't think sun can create a black hole powerful enough that will self-sustain and swallow the earth. Whatever black hole that, particle accelerator of that scale could create is just going to evaporate faster. But yeah, you never know.
So this number right here is how much these last few images would have cost if I had bought them from a traditional stock image provider. But thankfully, I get my images and videos.
Yeah, people, go to storyblocks.com/reallifelore_0917 and support this channel. This is a great channel, obviously. So yeah, these are the events that will happen. Some of them around 2020 didn't happen. Apparently, the guy who's the real life lore guy can predict the future, because he did say that 2020 is going to be interesting. It sure was. And yeah, and as far as future, obviously most of these things are going to happen. People are going to land on Mars and all that, but self-driving car, I don't know, we have to see that. I don't know how simple that is going to be. It's not that simple. There are lots of variables that this thing will have to master. So self-driving car will be a thing in certain cities, but it's not going to be normal, I think. But yeah. Alright, if you like my extended, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the extended. There's a link in the description. Check out the cards for the playlist. Check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.